Hi, everybody, and welcome to another special edition on Litter Media Live. I'm your host, Mike Smith, and we have representatives from the Huntington football program, a coach and two players going to be talking about their upcoming youth camp that's coming up later here in the month of July. Our interview today is brought to you by Kingston National Bank. Back with the Huntington football team here in just a moment.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Back with Litter Media Live, special edition. Again, let's go from my left to right. It'll show up the opposite on our screen. We have Coach Alex Groh. Next to him, we have player Frankie Hirsch and Dalton Nichols. I'm sure these are names that you've heard before in our Litter Media Radio football broadcast, or probably even for basketball, some of the other sports as well. Well, guys, this is not this week, but the following week, a big weekend for Huntington football and a youth camp that's K through grade 6, Coach Groh.
Correct. Yeah, this actually open to all schools. It's not just Huntington. We'd love to get as many schools out as we can. That's K through 6. That'll be it's going to be Friday, July 18th, and Saturday the 19th as well. On Friday, that'll be from 5 to 7. We're going to actually have a super special guest. 2014 National Championship Ohio State quarterback Cardale Jones is going to be down Friday for that camp. He'll be around for the camp. He'll speak. He'll be there all day Friday. So then Saturday, we're also going to have a special guest that we're going to kind of keep a little secret for now, but we're going to have another guest come in on Saturday as well for that. And then the way you can get signed up for that would be July 11th through the 14th out at the Merle Shoemaker Athletic Complex out at Huntington Football Field. We're going to do sign-ups for that. Those 3 days, and then also for 2 hours from 3 to 5 before the camp on Friday, we're going to do some signups as well. And that'll be it's $20. You get a T-shirt, and you get to see Cardale Jones, and you get to learn a lot from our players and coaches, and just get a feel for Huntington football.
I know some camps specialize in certain skills. What will this camp be focusing on?
We're going to do a little bit of everything. We've have such experience as a staff and as a unit in the football team now as well. So we're going to specialize in a little bit of everything. We're going to get a chance for all kids to play a little bit of every position, throw, catch, run, block, learn to tackle, those kind of things. So we're going to get a little bit of everything in there.
Frankie Hirsch, you've participated in this camp before as a clinician, right?
Yes, I have.
So as a high school player, what's it like getting to instruct?
Oh, I think it's fun. The kids really love it. They don't really want to be coached by the older guys, like the coaches. They want to be coached by the players. It makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah. How about you, Dalton?
I definitely agree with that. I think when a player coaches the kids, I feel like it's more engraved into them, and they want to learn more from kids that are slightly older than them and that they look up to, really. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you two guys have given this a lot of thought, but put your thinking caps on here. As an instructor, but yet still as a high school player, does this give you a different perspective of what your coaches are trying to do for you?
Yeah, it really does. We had a basketball camp about 2 weeks ago, and you actually learn coaching the kids. You're not just showing them what you know, but you really learn from them.
Yeah. How about you, Dalton?
I think it makes you appreciate your coaches more, for sure, because you're trying to coach these kids, and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of them, they're younger, so they don't exactly listen, even though they want to play ball, but they just don't listen really well. So it makes you, honestly, it kind of makes you more coachable in the long run, because your coaches are going through the same thing you're going through, and it just makes you realize.
Yeah, it's like the old walk a mile in my shoes. So Coach Groh, I know you had a big smile on your face listening to these guys. I know that helps you to, hey, maybe we're getting through here.
Yeah, I like those answers a lot. Yeah. For sure.
And this is a character builder for these guys, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've actually installed a leadership council this year, and these guys are a big part of that. Where we're teaching leaders not only on football but in life as well. Just kind of promote also just this team bonding of we can all be leaders. We can all learn from leaders, and that kind of creates this, love for one another as well. And just to see these guys blossom in that role, and then off the field as well, and these little things, it's been fun to watch.
I'll start with Dalton this time. I think going back to when I was 16, that was a life-changing year for me, and that was where I realized that I can make a difference even as a teenager, because there were peers, maybe even kids younger than me, that were watching me. And I think when you're a teenager, you don't think about that a lot. You're just doing your own thing. But as it finally dawned on you that there's somebody smaller than me that's watching me.
Yeah, for sure. Like when we're doing drills and we're just repping out stuff at practice, and these kids, some of them just don't know, incoming freshmen, like they haven't read our playbooks and stuff, so they need to learn. And like they ask me questions, and that kind of inspires me to be better for the team, and inspires me to be better for them, because if they don't know, then they're going to need someone to teach them. We have coaches, but they're not going to be there with us the whole time throughout the whole thing. So there's still some people have to step up in that role, and I'm fine with that. So
you see that, Frankie, for yourself?
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree with Dalton. Yeah.
What are some of the lessons that you think that the kids, other than the X's and O's of how to play football, what do you think they're picking up from watching you?
I think I'd like to say that they pick up on my hard work. I feel like I'm there early, stay late, and I feel like I notice a lot more kids doing that now. Mm-hmm. Not just because of me, but because like Frankie, Jackson, Carson, like there's just a bunch of guys that want it, and they want to be better. And I feel like teaching that the younger kids coming up, that's going to be huge for years after I leave, years after Frankie leaves. It's just going to keep rattling down. So
now both of you guys are incoming seniors.
I'm going to be a junior.
Junior, and
I'm going to be a senior.
You're a senior. So we've been talking about young kids, K through 6, but everything that you just talked about, do you see that opportunity among your peers, the guys your age, mm-hmm. that you can still do the same thing with them?
I feel like a lot of my seniors and juniors when I was younger, like they worked hard, so it was instilled into a bunch of like my class and Frankie's class, and I like to say that we're all just getting better. We're all showing up. We're all working hard. So mm-hmm. yeah, I feel like it definitely showed through for sure.
As a junior, you've been put into a leadership role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you find that rubs seniors the wrong way, or are they accepting of that younger leader?
No, I think they're pretty accepting. I'm a good teammate. I'm respectful, and I've been around them for a long time. I played football with them since I was younger, mm-hmm. so I know a lot of them. I'm good buddies with a lot of them.
That's good. Coach Groh, I know when he told me his age, you may think you're older, but you're still a kid to me.
Yeah. Because
you're half my age.
Yeah.
Does this relate to you at all when you were a teenager?
Absolutely. It's pretty cool. So on the staff, we've got Clay Beeler, our head coach, who was trained. I went to Chillicothe. We played together for a year, and then our head coach was Coach Bill Davidson, yeah. who is lead assistant on the staff here at Huntington. So I see connections all the time, not only because of that, but just in general, right? Where I'd think back to when I was a player, how coach would approach me, and whether it be positive or negative, how that would affect me, how the instruction was, little things like that. So it's being a little more closer to when I played and things. I think that definitely helps see that, and then also just having that, always seeing Coach Davidson, and just brings back memories every moment I see him, so it's a good connection.
Now, you heard me say I'm twice your age.
Yeah.
Bill Davidson, if you're watching, Bill Davidson was one of my assistant coaches when I was a senior at Adena.
Wow.
So he's really old.
I believe we talked yesterday about the previous Ohio State National Championships. I believe he said he was alive and a part of the 61, 62, or that era there. So he's been around, and he's got a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, he had recent honor at Chillicothe, being inducted into their Hall of Fame, which was really neat.
Absolutely.
So for parents that are watching in that want to get their kids involved in this camp, we talked about sign-ups and all that. How long will each day go?
Yeah, so we're shooting for about 2 hours both days. It's from 5 to 7 Friday evening, and then 10 to 12 Saturday. So about 2 hours. We'll do a lot of fun stuff. We'll do some hoorah stuff where we'll get the kids together, we'll clap it up, get them get them intense, you know, and then we'll have a lot of little fun games. We'll probably play some speedball at the end where they'll get to run around and just play some tag and have fun, you know.
It's going to be hot. It's summertime. Do they need to bring their own water bottles?
Yeah, we'll provide a lot of, you know, we'll have our water station set up. I would say bring a water bottle to stay hydrated. You'll get a T-shirt with the sign up as well. But again, we'll have some water and hydration stations on hand for them.
Anything else, Coach, you want to mention about the camp coming up?
I do want to mention some of our big sponsors. McDonald's being one of them. Chillicothe Screen and Printing is another big one for us. And then a couple of our doctors are really big sponsors and contributors for us are Dr. Good and, of course, Dr. Cohen, big help as well. So just wanted to make sure we mention the sponsors for the camp. And then all the proceeds for the camp are actually going to go to our new we're bringing back 5th and 6th grade tackle program.
Yeah.
So all the proceeds are going to go to that for equipment and things for those kids. So it's great to have that program back. It's going to be run by Josh Kello, who's big Huntington alum, SVC Player of the Year in sports. So should run a really good program with that. So all the proceeds will go to that. And then any other info you need would reach out to Clay Beeler and Sam Beeler. Also, there's a Huntington football page on Facebook you could follow. We always are posting information on there as well.
Now, the registration link, is it on there too?
It's on there as well. It's a QR code on there. So, again, that's on Huntington Football's Facebook page. You can find that as well.
Again, those dates?
That'll be July 18th, July 19th, so Friday. Come register before. If you don't get there, 11th through the 14th from 5 to 7 out at the Merle Shoemaker for registration. Come 3 to 5 Friday of the camp, the 18th, and you'll be able to register before the camp starts that day. So July 18th, July 19th will be the camp, and don't forget, Friday the 18th, we're going to get a legendary quarterback, Cardale Jones from Ohio State Buckeyes. All
right, guys, we appreciate your coming in. Enjoy the camp. I think from the smiles on their faces, I think they are really looking forward to it. Again, Coach Alex Groh, Frankie Hirsch, and also Dalton Nichols of the Huntington Huntsmen talking about their K through 6 Huntington Youth Football Camp coming up here next week. Our interview has been brought to you by Kingston National Bank. I'm Mike Smith.